Our next recipe is vegetable fritters. I like to use leftover vegetables for this, but you can do it from scratch, fresh made vegetables. It's on page 18 of your recipe book. I've already chopped the onion and the yellow squash. One egg and a half a cup of flour plus 1 tablespoon. The squash was not very watery, did not have a lot of water in it, so I'm going to try to see if it will hold together. If not, I'm going to put just a little touch of milk in it, maybe a tablespoon. But it looks like it's coming together nicely. I have my oil on to heat. You don't want your oil real high, not even barely medium high, because the fritter will burn before the vegetables inside get done. Now, if you're using something like leftover okra that you have stewed and cut up, then you can do it at just a little bit higher heat because they won't take as long to cook. The fritters don't need to be very large, about the size of a small apple. The larger they are, the harder they are to control when you flip them. They cook about 3 minutes on each side, and that should be sufficient, and they should be lightly browned at that point. Here's the size fritter. Sometimes if I have leftover shrimp, I'll also put the leftover shrimp chopped into the vegetable fritter mixture. They've been in about 2 minutes and they're starting to lightly brown around the edge. You can tell when they're getting ready to turn because they'll feel a little bit hard and crispy on the edges. been in 3 minutes, so now I'm going to flip them. These were the last two I put in, so I'm going to let them cook just a little longer. And put this last one in. When they're ready to come out, you need a dish that you can put paper towel on to drain the excess grease. And when I'm using fresh vegetables like this fresh squash, I like to sprinkle a little dill weed on the top so that it kind of brings out the flavor. And this one, as you remember, is the last one we put in, so it has another minute to cook on this side. So this recipe makes approximately 8 fritters. It uses very little flour because it depends on the egg and the moisture in your vegetable to hold it together. And there we have it, vegetable fritters.